News. Also not a super, like, exciting we are
It's
really in that moment of, like, we're a couple of weeks away from what will be a digital E3 now.
yeah.
So, news is scarce, and the only news you hear about is, like, continually hyping up the games we know about. Because
Mm,
from June onwards, there's very little we know, put it that way.
yeah.
So,
Well,
I think yeah, I
let's
think the
start
biggest one
with
this week was the PlayStation update.
so
Um,
when when you start news, like the biggest news this week is an
yeah, it's a
update.
well, I
Wow.
I guess it's big because it's the PlayStation 5's first big update since launch,
Yeah.
and it adds a bunch of shit that, like, to me, it should have
Mhm.
launched with,
Yeah.
but I digress. So I think the big part of the update is the ability to now move PlayStation 5 games onto external storage.
Which was
Um,
like a weird thing to be
well, this
absent to
morning
begin
you
with.
said you're like, "Wait, you couldn't do that?" Like, you didn't even know that that was
I
a
think
thing.
I think we've spoken about it, but I think just the audacity of it not being
It really
impossible. I'm
is the
like,
audacity because, I mean, this is
what?
something the PS4 did. Okay, granted, the PS4 also, I think it was only a year after launch that it allowed this. The
Mm,
Xbox allowed this. The Xbox Series X and S allowed this at launch. Um, and, storage in its entirety has been a real problem for the PlayStation 5 since launch because, like, the Xbox allows you to move Series X games to external storage, and you can buy, granted expensive, SSD expansion thing that just plugs into the back of the Xbox and expands your internal storage. The PlayStation still doesn't support its M.2 drive, expansion. So you're still stuck with the very limited
yeah.
680 gigs that you get after the OS takes up space on the hard drive to, like, put games on. And before now, if you ran out of space, you just had to delete
Which is
versions of the
just
games and re-download them if you wanted to play, which is ridiculous to
yeah.
me. So yeah, so now what you can do is move them to external storage, which works in the same way as the Xbox. You move it to an external uh, hard drive, SSD, whatever, it doesn't matter. But you can't play the games off of there. You have to move them back onto internal storage if you want to play them. But moving them is probably, given your internet connection, much quicker than it will be to re-download a game.
Yeah.
So that's useful. I think the one thing that irritates me, or the two things that irritate me, is that you can't download a game directly to external storage. So it
Mm.
still has to have space on the internal, and then you can only move it. Also, a game that is on the external will not update. Um,
What?
yeah, yeah. I don't understand why. So when you move it back to internal storage, then it will do any updates that it requires then, and
So
I think that's just real stupid.
so if I'm so I get the whole thing of the primary hard drive because PS5 games are these blazing fast load times and XYZ. But if I have a whole PS4 library, can I and I say for argument's sake I've got I don't know like Call of Duty, whatever. I've got the PS4 version downloaded, Cold War,
Mhm,
and it's on my external. Are you
mhm.
telling me this game just won't update?
Nope.
That is ridiculous. But I can still
Yeah.
play it. I can still play it on my external or not.
Well, no, if it's a PS5 version, no.
No, no, no. But I mean, if it's a PS4
Oh,
version,
no, then it will
oh, then
update.
I'll
Yeah, yeah,
update.
yeah.
Okay,
No, no, no.
but
So
still,
you could always put PS4 games on external. That's not new.
it's just PS5 games now.
Yeah, it
Okay,
was just yeah, no, PS4 you could do that from launch. There's even an option in the options menu where it's like, hey, if it detects that you're downloading a PS4 game, it will go straight to the external so it doesn't take up space on your
okay.
internal drive. Yeah, no, so that's never been an issue. But PS5 games, so
PS5 games, but still,
if you're playing the PS5 version of Call of Duty Cold War, and you put it on your external because, hey, say you like, okay, well, I don't want to delete Cold War. I'm going to put it on the external, download this new game, and then pop that on the external or something,
mm,
whatever. Um, when you bring it back, if there's been a fucking 60 gig update, like there very casually is for Call of Duty, then you will have to wait the 20 or so minutes for the transfer to complete, and then you will have to wait the who knows how long.
download.
And I mean, the
Man,
PS5
that's
still does the thing where it downloads and then copies. And Sony said before launch that that was a thing of the past, and that shit is so not the thing of the past. It still takes forever to copy Um,
Wow, though, I don't understand.
I don't know what their architecture is from, you know, behind the scenes there, but it is faster because it is an SSD. It's definitely not as bad, but the fact that it still happens is to me
It's
ridiculous. Like
ridiculous.
the fact that you have to keep waiting, sometimes you have to wait longer for it to copy an update than actually downloading it.
Yeah,
Then
it's
yeah,
ridiculous.
then
Well,
yeah.
they're making moves at least, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so.
I
So that's
guess.
the big part of the update. There's a whole bunch of other stuff which you can read on the PlayStation blog.
Yeah.
But there's accessibility options like screen zoom, which is great. They added some things that weren't in the patch notes, like an easier way to to let games work with 120 hertz.
Mhm.
Um, Previously, it was like, oh, you had to set your console into prefer performance mode, and then it would unlock the option. Now there's an actual just straight option like 120 hertz mode, activate or deactivate.
Yeah.
There's some small changes to HDR, which can affect some SDR content in a good way. So yeah, it's overall it's good that we're getting these updates. But I think people are really, really clamoring for this M.2 update because the internal
Mm.
storage issue is a real problem.
Yeah.
So yeah. Do you
Well,
want to
well,
take the
well.
next one?
Should we go to the well, let's just do Resident Evil because we were speaking about it earlier.
Mm,
So there was a Resident Evil showcase this week where they Capcom gave a closer look at Village with a new trailer. And there are multiple demos coming. So, and what's interesting is that these demos are limited time. So PlayStation. So the first one's actually this weekend. So if you're listing now, you've missed it.
yeah, essentially.
You've missed it. So it's just for context. On April 17th, you can play the game. I think it's a 30 minutes last, but it's only available for 8 hours.
Wait, is it April 17th? I thought it was only next week.
No, there's one. Oh, is it? Wait, April 17th is today. Why did I think it was tomorrow? You know what it is? Sorry. In the US, it's April 17th. I think Europe's April 18th. There is one this weekend for
So it is this
PlayStation.
weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a Village demo this weekend, like literally not the game, like the area of Village. There's a demo this week. Then next weekend, there's a Castle demo, which is the same affair. I think it's like a 30 minutes last. You can only play in an 8 hour window.
Mhm,
And then on
mhm.
May 1st, both demos will be available on everything and you can play for an hour. So it's an interesting,
And the demo is only available for 24 hours,
and the
the
demo is
one
only
on May
available for
1st.
24 hours.
I don't
I think,
understand this limited time demo shit. Like, I
can,
really don't
can,
get
I-
it.
can I tell you, like, it's 100%, like, obviously it's intentional, but it'll get people to play it because it's limited time.
Mhm. That's
It's,
fair.
like, it's not a thing of, oh, like this demo's launching. Maybe I'll play it closer to release because the game's only out on May 7th. It's like, oh shit, it's only out for 8 hours. Like, I need to
Mm.
try this. So yeah,
I'm,
we'll see.
uh I'm interested, like, I'm in 2 minds about whether I want to play it or not. Um, because
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Oh, what is
Um,
up with my YouTube?
it's so close to release, maybe I don't want to, um
Well, what?
I don't wanna spoil it, put it that way.
Yeah, well, what I want to know is, they've been really good with demos in that a lot of them are generally slices that live outside the main game, like with exceptions, of course. But I do wonder if this is is it just the a slice in the main game? Like, I guess so.
Mhm,
You
mhm.
know, I don't know. I'm tempted. I really want to.
Yeah, I want to, 'cause I mean, I played the initial demo that they released earlier this year, so, like,
Mm,
I'm curious, but yeah, I don't know. When Remake 2 came out, I played that demo, and that was also only half an hour, and I feel like in half an hour, you don't really get to do much anyway, so
no,
yeah.
I mean, and like it didn't ruin. I suppose I knew the layout of the police station a little bit better, but it didn't ruin the experience for me.
They also
I
changed
don't
it.
know.
I know in the demo, the sequence of events
Yeah,
was completely different
it's
to what it
different.
was in
Yeah,
the main game, so
yeah.
yeah. There's a new trailer as well, which is more, I guess, story-like trailer. You
Mm,
get to see Lady Dimitrescu, or Dimitrice, as apparently it's pronounced. Um, you get to see more Chris Redfield, which is cool. The game looks this game looks fucking cool. I tell you my theory? My
Mm-hmm.
theory, because like
Do
the
tell.
trailer, I mean the whole hook, how this game was revealed was Chris
Chris
coming back to
says,
see
yeah.
Ethan, murdering Mia, and stealing
The
Chris's
baby,
baby,
yeah.
and then going to this European city.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Chris somehow got infected with lichen blood, and he's a werewolf.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah,
And
that seems to infer that, but I don't
yeah,
know.
and he's going along with this because he wants to be cured or something, you know.
My God. I don't know. So what I want to know is that what's that lady's name? Lady
Dimitrescu or
Damascus.
Dimitris
She
Damascus,
she
yes.
says to Ethan, "You survived my little brother's game." So I'm like, is she part of the Baker family, or is that just
No,
like
I
out of
think the brother is
context?
that
Or
dude you keep seeing in glasses
okay, it's
and the
out of
coat,
context.
yeah.
Yeah, okay,
No, I
okay.
I actually don't think any of this is related to the Bakers, because I think
You
that
say
was
that
oh, yeah, I never know. I mean, Resident Evil 7 was billed as this standalone thing, and the next thing Chris Redfield
like
appears at
right
the
at the
end,
end,
so
yeah.
yeah,
Which is a really nice surprise, can I just tell you? Because
it was a
it's
really
like
cool
holy shit,
surprise,
it's
yeah,
still in that universe.
yeah. So, yeah, I'm curious,
Oh, and it comes with the mercenaries mode, which is a
yeah, that's pretty cool.
good
I'm keen
time.
on that. Horde mode, hard mode, I'm keen to play that.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
completely outside of that, there's, Resident Evil 4 is getting a VR version that will be exclusive to Oculus Quest 2. So that's cool.
Mhm, mhm.
Mhm, mhm.
I
Gonna hear
mean,
Leon in VR.
Leon. My goodness. Oh, this is not an actual trailer, it's just the dude speaking.
Yeah, they Oculus is hosting an event on April 21st where they're gonna show off the game a bit more.
Okay.
Um Then we got a new trailer
Oh, there we
for
go.
Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, which is an animated series coming later this year on Netflix.
Mhm.
It's Leon and Claire Redfield in the White House with zombies. So
Leon. Well, there we go.
totally keen. Or as Darren says in this article, it's about to become the Red House.
Am I right? Love it. Okay, what's next?
So that was so speaking of showcases, we had a Nintendo indie stream
Mhm.
this week. So 20-minute stream. I would highly recommend you go watch it because lots of cool indies were announced. I mean, I'm not going to go through every game
There's a
here.
long list. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a long list. I mean, they go through it at a pace.
Yeah.
These things. So just some highlights. I think Aerial Knights Never Yield is like a sort of a runner with parkour and a really dope soundtrack.
Mhm.
So that one looks cool. Demo is out on Switch now as well, so you can give it a go. Um, Ollie Ollie World is coming,
Mhm.
so that's cool. Oh, ooh, it's misspelled here. Ollie Ollie. It's like
Right.
yeah.
Oh, there we go. Ollie World.
So I don't know if you've ever played Ollie Ollie
I played Ollie Ollie on the PSP. Or was it
or
the
the Vita. I
Vita?
think it was the Vita.
Vita.
Yeah,
I
really fun
didn't.
game.
I only played about an hour or two. It's just one of those things of I tried it, but I just never got into it.
So it's like a 2D skateboarding game where
Mm.
it's more about like keeping momentum and pulling off tricks
Yeah.
with like twitch ability more than anything else.
Yeah.
This one's the third one. It's got a brand new like art style, which I'm not a fan of the art style, especially in when it's very fast. I think it's very distracting.
Mhm.
Um, but the gameplay looks solid. There's more like routes that you can take. You have a bit
Yeah.
more agency around, and it's um, skating around the world, so you have a lot more
Mm.
locales to kind of like gawk at. So that's cool. So that's
Looks
coming to
cool.
Switch in later this year. Um, there's this game called The Longing. So apparently it's been out on PC for a while,
Mhm.
but this game takes place over 400 real-time days,
What?
which is bonkers to me. Like I need to see how this game works. It's like
Just to
I don't know,
wait
you're
for
playing
100
as this
days.
character and you can engage in a lot of mini games, but I don't know if like it's the sort of thing you should come back to like every day or every few days to see how the story is progressing. It
Mm.
seems like a crazy thing. Um,
My goodness.
Imagine trying to playtest that game. Like, how would that work?
Just speed up time. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Is that out now?
So that I don't know. I think it's coming soon for Switch. I know it's out on PC already. So
Belonging.
yeah.
Interesting. What an interesting idea.
Yeah, very, very interesting idea. So Chris Tales, it's a sort of like a JRPG, but it's just got the most amazing art style I've seen in a long time. This game's been coming for a while, but it's finally launching on July 20th.
July
There's also,
20th.
yeah, there's also a demo on Switch if you want one.
Oh, damn. Oh,
Aztec
it's beautiful.
Forgotten Gods. It's like a futuristic game inspired by Aztec folklore and like technology. It's got a
Mhm.
really cool look to it, and it sort of looks like a Zelda Metroidvania-ish like action platformer. So that looks fun.
It's a lot of
That's out
neon,
later this year. Yeah. And then the big surprise was Oxenfree 2,
which
Lost
is very
Signals.
cool. Did you play Oxenfree?
I haven't. I've got it on Switch actually. I
I
just haven't
I
got to
played it
it
on
yet.
Switch. I'd recommend giving it a spin. Really,
Yeah,
really
everyone says
interesting
it's really
game.
good. Yeah.
Mm.
So Oxenfree 2 is coming out later this year, and it looks the visual style of it looks incredible.
Mm.
It's
Yeah,
got really
they've
cool
like
vibes.
polished up the visual style here.
It looks
Because
really good.
yeah,
Yeah.
it feels like there's a lot more interesting because it's like obviously the same perspective. Like these environments you see in Oxenfree, but it looks like there's more depth to them. Like maybe it's the shadows or the shading, just like it
hmm
pops more. Oh, interesting. Okay.
And then there were just a few highlights. Fez, really good puzzle platformer, out on Switch
Yes, which
already.
I've never
Uh,
played. Fun fact.
so Fez is one of those games you can only play once because once
Ah, once
you
you've done
know
it,
it,
yeah.
you just can't play it again. Like it
Yeah,
just doesn't work. So yeah, I'm jealous of you. It's really good. Um,
looks good.
Art of Rally is coming out later this year. One of my favorite games in the stream is this one called Kiwi. It's a
Yeah.
co-op puzzle game starring kiwi birds. So cute. I love it. I just when I saw it on stream, I was like, "Are those
Oh,
kiwis?
it's
Like someone
cues.
made a game about kiwis? What?"
Amazing.
Ah, so great. House of the Dead remake on Switch.
The best remake.
Yeah. So that's about yeah, more remakes for me to
My
play. So yeah, that
goodness.
was the stream. No Silk Song. We
Look at
continue to
this
grind.
thing teasing me more videos and it says your Silk Song trailer. It knows. It just knows.
I have to hope that Silk Song has like become too big to be a thing on just an indie stream, and that it will be at whatever sort of Nintendo Direct stream
At
is at
E3.
E3.
Hmm.
So
I
I
I
mean, I hope
I
so.
think that game is coming out this year. Like I really feel
I hope so,
in my
man.
gut it's
It's
coming
hard
out
for me
this
to
year.
get excited because it's been a promise for so long.
I mean, we've seen one trailer over 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
I've played it. I played it 2 years ago. I had my
That's
hands on that thing. I
crazy.
died to bosses. Like I know what it feels like. I just want to play it.
My
And I'm curious
goodness.
because they haven't showed it in like almost 2 years. You
Yeah.
know how much has changed since then.
Mm.
So yeah, interesting.
I
What else?
think let's fly through. Square Enix isn't up for sale after all.
There was some.
There was
I think
some.
it was Bloomberg Japan reported that there was interest from parties in purchasing Square Enix, which doesn't mean anything really. It just means that some companies were maybe approaching them
Mm.
about it, but Square Enix says that the reporting is false,
I
or
said, nah,
at
fam.
least they're not gonna disclose who approached them because I'm sure someone did, but that
Mm.
they are not looking to sell. So
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing.
Mm.
Um, I don't think it would be great for either Sony or Microsoft to own a Square Enix. I think they're just too big.
Yeah.
Um, that portfolio of games being exclusive to one platform would suck.
Yeah.
So
And it's
yeah,
like a big, big,
it's
big,
huge,
big
huge.
portfolio.
I mean, you think about it. That's like not just RPGs. It's like, hey, Crystal Dynamics, Tomb Raider,
Mm.
um, Legacy of Kain, and then you've got
A
like all your
bunch.
Final Fantasies, your Dragon Quests. Um,
All of the
yeah,
things.
I don't think it would be a great idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
Uh.
it would also stop things like Octopath,
Oh.
on Switch and PC
Mm.
because that's Square Enix and whatever the new RPG is coming to Switch is.
Triangle strategy.
That's the one. Triangle, Project Triangle
How could you
Strategy.
forget?
My
The
God, what
triangle.
an
Illuminati confirmed.
my God.
What else? Um,
New Formula One game. Just want to put it out there. Even though
why don't I have this
Codemasters got
open?
purchased by EA, there's a new Formula One game in July. Hell yeah.
As you can understand, Alessandro's very excited because
Very. I'm not
you've
very
played.
excited about the pricing. EA has pulled their pricing shenanigans. So in regions like ours, developing regions, pricing can be determined by publishers based on what they think is fair for the region.
Hmm.
So they don't just take a conversion and convert. They say, okay, well, what price in this region will be the best to penetrate the market? And in the past, Formula One games have been launching here for about 330 rand, which is like really good.
Mm.
Especially, it's like a very niche sort of racing franchise. So
Yeah,
I guess that was the calculation they made, to see that it was good. This
yeah.
entry is going to cost 1,000 rand.
Oh my god,
In some regions,
that
like
is a
Argentina,
lot.
the price is increased by 400%.
Why? Shit, that's
So
crazy.
clearly, EA has their own calculations for regions, which they just apply to all of their games,
Yeah,
and so that's happened. Although because it's EA, it will be available on EA
yeah.
Play.
Mm.
Mm,
Which is
mm,
something. It's something.
that's something. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
keen on it. I think Formula One. You don't have to love the sport to love these games because they are just
they're just
fantastic
racing
racing
games.
games
Yeah,
in their own right. Yeah, very very good games.
yeah. Horizon Zero Dawn's Aloy is in Fortnite.
Fortnite
This
continues to
is
be the Ready Player One of video
this
games.
yeah this blows my mind. It's like we need to start putting down like wages on which franchise is next. I mean, so this is we've
I'm
had
waiting for a Nintendo franchise to get in there.
yeah. I was also thinking like we've got a whole lot of PlayStation, Xbox shenanigans and movie
Mhm.
properties, but like where's Mario?
Yeah,
Where's
wait until Link.
where's
Oh, they'll
Link? Yeah,
never give Mario a gun. Not a chance.
that's true.
You think Nintendo would never let their be I think that's actually the thing. Like, would they let their character hold an AK-47
Probably
in
not.
Fortnite? Like,
And not only
I don't
that,
know.
it's like it wouldn't work because like so like
Imagine how small Mario would be.
yeah, a lot of these properties, at the end of the day, they portraying humans or like humanoid characters.
Yeah.
So I don't know how a Mario skin would translate, or a Link skin for
I
that matter, because even Link isn't like stylistically isn't a
You know who they
tall
could get in
person.
is Samus.
Samus would be actually be a good one. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because it's like robot alien hunter lady. She
Mm.
already has a gun. It's strapped to her
It's.
arm. So,
I mean,
it's
they
fine.
could put a really tall Splatoon character.
Hell yes. Get Splatoon in there and change, like, the whole world into, like, paint Splatoon thing. That'd be
My
great.
goodness. But
That would
yeah,
be great.
it's interesting though because now we've got Kratos and Aloy. So
Master
what's
Chief.
Yeah, and Master Chief, but I'm thinking it's PlayStation specifically. Like, who's next now?
Get Crash Bandicoot in there.
Are
Give
we
Crash
gonna
Bandicoot a
get?
gun.
Are we gonna get a Hunter from Bloodborne in here? Are we gonna get a Lady Maria
Good
skin?
lord, could you imagine the hunter
A
just like,
Father
"This is a
Gascoigne
new dream."
skin?
That
I
would be
mean,
hilarious.
yeah.
I'm actually surprised there hasn't been, like, a very obvious, like, Nathan Drake,
I was gonna say that
skin in
more
there.
than likely the next one will be a Naughty Dog, either a Nathan Drake or a Sally or an Ellie or a Joel.
The most bizarre is that Capcom allowed them to put Street Fighter characters in there before, like, Resident Evil ones. It's like,
It
Ryu's
makes
got a
no
gun.
sense.
It's like,
Chun Li
okay.
has a gun. Okay,
Yeah, Chun-Li's got a
cool
gun.
man.
It's just so I mean, you've gotta look at the, if you have a chance, you gotta go look at the announcement thread on Twitter for Aloy coming to Fortnite, and it's just like the Capcom account replying that they're excited with Chun-Li doing, like, a Fortnite dance, and like, the Microsoft account replying with a Master Chief. It's just the most fucking bizarre melding of, like,
I I like it.
like, brands. It's just so like, I don't hate it, I just think it's so bizarre. It's so
Yeah.
strange.
Look, I know it's just like consumer facing, but it is nice to think like actually these companies are just friends.
It's just weird seeing Chun-Li, like, doing the, like, that dance, that weird
Mm.
Fortnite dance. It's just, oh my god, it's strange. It's so strange. But hey, Fortnite's making money and,
It's making a lot of moolah.
Oh, you know what I do like though is the style that they bring to these characters. Like I look at Lara Croft and I look at
Mm,
Aloy, and I'm like, I can see
the
the
Fortnite there.
traditional design, but the Fortnite-ness of it, and it
Mm,
looks really good.
it's really
I
good,
think it
yeah.
looks really nice. Yeah.
I
So
like
that's
it.
cool.
Okay, last few things. I suppose
I think it's the last one. Days Gone,
last
come
one,
to
Days
PC.
Gone, coming to PC.
It's coming, I think, in May. I'm just opening it up here. May 18th. Yeah.
May 18th. That's
So the
it.
PC version PC version includes 21 by 9 ultra wide monitor support and unlocked frame rate and hordes of freakers or zombies of up to 500 in size, which I assume wasn't possible
That's crazy.
on the PC. So yeah. Anyway,
I find it amazing. It was this trailer was
mm,
published on like I saw it on PlayStation's Twitter. I was like, it's weird. Like I get it, but it's like on the PlayStation Twitter, like, hey, the Days Gone trailer for PC. Like, oh,
yeah.
time to be alive. That this is
I
an actual
just
thing.
I just kind of hope that this port's better than Horizons was at launch, because at launch
Mm,
Horizons one was bad.
yeah,
It had loads of issues, like loads of legacy issues. Like even though it
yeah,
was an unlocked frame rate, like the vegetation would only update at 30 frames per second and shit
yeah,
like that. So I hope that this is not the same thing, because that would suck.
yeah.
But I also don't really care too much about Days Gone. So
I think it's gonna look pretty at least. I
I
mean,
think it wa I mean, it looked I think it looked fine on PlayStation.
mm,
I don't think it looked outstanding. I think it looked good. Um, but yeah, I just can't imagine playing this game again. I just could not care less
no,
about this game, really.
likewise. Yawn.
So yeah, um, that's it. That's
That's
it for
it.
news.
That is the news.